Hello, my yarny friends. I'm Sara Sach. Welcome back to my crochet channel. Now, Valentine's Day is coming, but hearts are not just for Valentine's Day. And I love to make hearts like this. This is called a filet or mesh style heart washcloth. Now, it measures about 9 by 9. And to me, this is more of a face cloth, but you can use it as a regular washcloth as well. And we form the heart by alternating double crochets and chain one spaces, and of course the heart itself is all double crochets. And I used 3 different colors. I used the red, I did a little fun trim in pink, and then I ended with a white trim. And this is how we're going to do it today. And again, you want to use cotton yarns, and we'll talk more about yarns in just a minute. Now, this is a wonderful thing that you can make. I really suggest if you're going to make this as a gift, say for a wedding gift or a birthday gift, or maybe for your sweetheart, that you make 2 washcloths and add some maybe lotion or body wash, maybe some fancy soaps, put them in a great gift bag, and you've got a wonderful Valentine gift. And it wouldn't hurt to add a pair of earrings or a ring in there either. Jewelry. You can always win with jewelry. Anywho, we're going to make this today. Now, as always, I will put that complete length with pictures, and I'm going to do a line or row by row pictures so you can see exactly how to make our heart there. And I'll put that link down in the notes underneath this video. All right, let's talk yarn. You're going to need about 2 ounces for your main color. I used red here. I'm going to use this pretty pink. Isn't that pretty? And this is Crafter's Secret from Hobby Lobby. All right, 100% cotton. Then I'm using this periwinkle blue cotton. I'm going to use that for the trim that we did white here. And this is the I Love This cotton. So it's a little bit different, but it's still 100% cotton. And then this is just peaches and cream white that I had on hand. Where I did pink on this one, I'm going to do white. I'm going to do it just a little bit different because I don't want them to be matchy-matchy. Now, you could do them matchy-matchy if you're doing 2 if you want to. So you need about 2 ounces of your main color. You need about a ½ ounce of your periwinkle blue color and about ½ ounce of your white. We're going to be stitching up our washcloth with an H hook, which is a 5.0 or 5 millimeter crochet hook. You need a pair of scissors, and then you just need a needle for weaving in those ends, because we are going to have a couple of ends since we're changing colors 3 times. All right? I think you're really going to enjoy this, but one thing to remember is you don't have to change colors. If you want to do the whole complete washcloth in just the one color, you certainly can. You need a total of 3 ounces. So I've got my main color, this pretty pink that I'm using. We're going to start with our slip knot, and we're going to chain 27 chains. Now remember, you want to chain this beginning chain just a little bit loose, or the end of your washcloth will pucker up a little bit on you, okay? So we're going to loosely chain 27 chains. I have loosely chained 27 chains, and now we're going to do row 1. So we're going to place a double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. And remember, this chain 3 that we skipped does count as our first stitch. And so what we're going to do for row 1, or I should say to finish row 1, is we're going to place a double crochet in each of those chains, working all the way across. One double crochet in each chain across. And remember, we started in the 4th chain from the hook, so we want to count this first chain 3 that we skipped as our first stitch. So we started in the 4th chain from the hook and stitched a double crochet in each of our chains across. And remember to count this chain 3 as your first double crochet, And so you have 25 double crochets. We're going to chain 3, and the chain 3 at the beginning of each row counts as your first double crochet. All right, so now what we're going to do is begin our first row of mesh. All right, we're going to double crochet in that next stitch, and that'll give us 2 double crochets at the beginning. Now we're going to chain 1, we're going to skip the next one and double crochet in the next. I get my hook in there. There we go. Didn't want to go. All right, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next. All right, and so we'll do this all the way across our row, and this will form our first row of mesh stitches. All right, so chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next, all the way across our row. So we repeated that, stitching double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet all the way across, and you end up with 1 extra stitch. And in that last stitch, you're going to stitch a double crochet. That way we have 2 double crochets at the beginning and ending of our row. And then we'll chain 3. All right, and you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of our openings or chain 1 spaces, okay? And then you have those 2 double crochets at the beginning and end. Chain 3 and turn. Now we're going to start forming our heart. So what we're going to do is we're going to double crochet in the next double crochet. Then we'll chain 1. We'll skip the chain 1 space and double crochet in the double crochet. Okay? Chain 1, skip the chain 1, and double crochet in the double crochet. More yarn here. All right, so what you want to do is have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this one here in the center, we're going to stitch in. So we'll stitch in that chain 1 space, and then we'll stitch in the next double crochet. And this is starting to form the bottom of our heart shape. All right, and so then we'll chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet and we'll do this so it's the same on this side. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next, and then we'll stitch a double crochet in that last stitch. Alrighty, and then we'll go ahead and chain 3. All right, let's take a look. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain 1 spaces, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain 1 spaces. We have 2 double crochets at the beginning and the end, and we only double crocheted in the center one because we're going to be working off these 11 chain 1 spaces that we started with. All right, and so now we've done row 3, and we've got the beginning of the bottom of the point of our heart. So now we're ready for row 4. We've chained 3. We're going to turn our work. We're going to double crochet in that next double crochet and chain 1. Now this, we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain 1 spaces. On this row, we're only going to do 4. All right, so double crochet in the double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the double crochet, chain 1, skip 1. You're always skipping that chain 1 space. All right, so instead of doing 5, we're only doing 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to double crochet in that chain 1 space, and then we'll double crochet in the next 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And then we'll double crochet in the chain 1 space and double crochet in the next double crochet. All right, so now instead of having 3 that we stitched as double crochets, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so now we're going to chain 1, double crochet in the next, chain 1, double crochet in the next double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the next double crochet, chain 1, and then double crochet in that next double crochet, and then that leaves that last stitch, so we'll double crochet in that last double crochet and chain 3. All right, so I think you can see where we had 4 here, now or 5 I mean, we only have 4 because we're making the shape of our heart. And that's the way that row 4 should look. Let's do row 5. So we've chained 3, we're going to turn our work, place that double crochet in the next double crochet, chain 1, and now instead of having 1, 2, 3, 4, we're only going to have 1, 2, and 3 of our mesh stitches or double crochet chain 1s. So there's 1, 2, and 3. All right, so now we're going to double crochet in that chain 1 space. All right, so we double crocheted in that chain 1 space, and we're going to double crochet in each of these double crochets. Whoops, get in there. Sometimes the yarn likes to jump off my hook. All right, so now we've double crocheted in each of those double crochets. Now we're going to double crochet in that next chain 1 space and then double crochet in the next stitch. All right, get some more yarn out here. And now we're going to do those 3 mesh stitches. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet, and then 1 double crochet in that last stitch and chain 3. All right, and see how that looks now? We have only 3 chain 1 spaces on each side with those 2 double crochets on the end. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 double crochets in the center. All right, let's do row 6. We've chained 3. We're going to turn our work again, double crochet in that next double crochet. So we always have 2 double crochets at the beginning and ends of our rows. Now we're going to chain 1, double crochet in the next double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet in the next double crochet. All right, so now we're only going to have 2 chain 1 spaces at the beginning and end. All right, so now we're going to do where we stitch in that double crochet and then double crochet in each of our double crochets that we've previously stitched on the previous row. Oops. It always wants to slide off my hook, doesn't it? All right, so we stitched those double crochets in the center. There we go. Get some more yarn out. We're going to double crochet in that chain one space and then double crochet in the next double crochet. And then we'll do those two. Chain one, skip one, double crochets. And then one double crochet in that last stitch. And again, chain three. And see how that looks? We have our two chain one spaces with our two double crochets, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 double crochets. And see the shape of that heart? All right, we're ready for row 7. We've chained 3. We're going to turn our work. Again, we're going to stitch a double crochet in that second double crochet. Chain 1, skip that space and stitch a double crochet. And now we're just going to have one chain 1 space. So we'll double crochet in that next chain 1 space and then double crochet all the way across. Until we reach that next chain 1 space. So I've stitched across. Here's my chain 1 space. Then we'll double crochet, chain 1, and then 1 double crochet in the last 2 double crochet stitches. There we go. And again, chain 3. And so now we've worked all the way down to just one chain 1 space on each side. All right. Now this is row 7. For row 8, you're going to repeat exactly what we did on this row. We'll turn our work, stitch in that second stitch, chain 1, and then 1 double crochet in each of the double crochets across, just like we did on row 7. So row 8, you're repeating row 7. I have repeated row 7 for row 8 because 7 and 8 are exactly the same. I chained 3 and turned my work. Now we're going to do row 9. So we're going to double crochet in that next stitch. We're going to chain 1 and then skip that chain 1 space, and we're going to double crochet in the next 9 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, try that again, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we're going to chain 1, skip the next, and then double crochet in the next 9. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, then we'll chain 1, skip that chain 1 space, and double crochet in the last 2 stitches. There we go. And chain 3. All right. And so what we're doing now is we're starting to form those little bumps on our top of our heart. All right. So we've only got one chain 1 space here, but we got one right in the center, and then 9 double crochets on each side. All right, let's do row 10. So we've chained 3. We're going to turn our work, double crochet in that next double crochet, chain 1, skip the chain, double crochet in the next, then we're going to chain 1 and skip the next and double crochet in the next. So we have 2 chain 1 spaces at the beginning of this row. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to double crochet 1, 2, oops, got a knot there, 3, 4 double crochets. All right, now we're going to chain 1, skip the next one, double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip that chain 1, double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet in the next. All right, so we've chained 1, skipped 1 3 times, so we have 3 chain 1 spaces, and now we need to stitch 4 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. That way we have 5 over here, just like we do over here. All right, so we're going to chain 1, skip the next, double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip the next, and then double crochet in the last 2 double crochets. And chain 3. All right. Can you see that heart? Isn't that beautiful? I just love it. Okay, so we have 2 together at the beginning and end, and then we have 2 chain 1 spaces. We have 5 double crochets on each side, and then 3 chain 1 spaces in the middle. So we have the shape of our heart. All right, we're ready for row 11. So we've chained 3, we're going to turn our work, and we're going to do a row of mesh just like we did down here. All right, so we'll double crochet in that next double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next, all the way across this row. There we go. Sometimes we're skipping a double crochet, sometimes we're skipping a chain 1 space. We just want to have a solid row of our mesh work across. These are our last 2. And chain 3. All right, so when we look at this, it should look exactly like this one down here. 2 double crochets at the beginning and end, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 chain 1 spaces. Now for row 12, we're just going to stitch a solid row of double crochets so that it looks like this down here. All right, so we're going to place a double crochet in each double crochet and in each chain 1 space. This will give us a nice solid row of double crochets across. And then we'll be ready to put on our pretty little trim. All right, so we're going to double crochet in each double crochet and in each chain 1 space all the way across our row. I have completed row 12, was just that solid row of double crochets. And I'm going to cut my yarn, because we're all done with the pink. And I'm going to bring in my color 2. I'm using the white as my color 2. On our original one, I made it red and I used the pink for color 2. I'm going to end with this periwinkle purpley blue for the end of mine, okay? That way you can see it done in different colors, because you can do it in any colors that you want to. I do want to point out at this point, if you have sections that are maybe pulling in or pulling out, don't panic. When we put the trim on, all of that will lay nice and beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my color 2, which again, I'm changing to white. Get my pink string out of the way there. And what we're going to do is we're going to evenly single crochet all the way around the 4 sides of our washcloth. To evenly single crochet around our washcloth, you need to go in the sides of those stitches the best that you can. And there is not a set number of stitches that you need. You just want to make it nice and even. Try not to bunch them up too much and try not to space them out too much. It's just eyeballing it and trying not to go in those big holes, because we do have some holes that show up in between our stitches. And so you want to try to go in the sides of those stitches the best that you can. Okay? And like I said, there's not a set number of stitches that you need. It just needs to look pretty. It needs to look even. And we're going to go all the way around all 4 sides of our washcloth or face cloth. And on the corners, we're going to do a single crochet, chain 1, and single crochet. So I've evenly single crocheted down that first side and I'm to the corner. All right, so I stitched a single crochet in the corner. I'm going to chain 1 and go right in that same spot and then work across the bottom of my washcloth. And that's going to make the corner move around nice and smooth. And so you'll need to do that on all 4 of the corners. All right, so I'm just going to continue evenly single crocheting around my face cloth, and then I'll join back to that first single crochet where we started. I have completed that trim all the way around the edge of my washcloth, placing a single crochet, chain 1 single crochet in each of the 4 corners, and then I join to my first single crochet. And what we're going to do now is we're going to chain 3, we're going to skip the next and single crochet in the next. Chain 3, skip the next, single crochet in the next. And we're going to do this all the way around all 4 sides of our washcloth. All right, chain 3, skip the next, single crochet in the next, working all the way around all 4 sides of our washcloth. All right. We'll do this around all 4 sides and then join back where we started, and then we'll do our last row of trim. So I have completed row 14, which was our chain 3, single crochet, skip 1 all the way around. And it's a really pretty trim. It really is. I use this trim often, but I wanted to add a 3rd color, and I liked adding this one. So I'm going to cut off the white, and I'm going to bring in this periwinkle, kind of a purpley blue. All right, and we're going to do one more row. We're going to be stitching in these chain 3 spaces. So we've joined in our 3rd color, and we're going to go right in that first chain 3 space, and we're going to stitch a chain 1, and then we're going to stitch 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, and then chain 1. Then we'll go to the next one and stitch 2 single crochets, chain 1. And we're going to do this all the way around. 2 single crochets, chain 1. And we're stitching only in those chain 3 spaces. And this will give one more extra pop of color that I think really adds to this washcloth. And I've often been asked, can you mix brands of yarn? And you can. I'm using 3 different brands of yarn here. Just make sure they're all the same fiber. Mine are all 100% cotton, and so it works just fine. All right? Just in case you had a question about that. Lots of brands have similar fibers, have similar yarns that are made out of similar fibers. If you're using acrylic, you can use any brand you want as long as you use the same amount of fiber or the same kinds of fiber. Don't mix wool in with your cotton. Don't mix acrylic in with your wool, you know, unless the yarn is made that way. Okay, so we're using cottons today, so you can use any cottons that you want to. Like I did, I'm using 3 different cottons, and they'll work just fine because all 3 of them are 100% cotton. All right, so I'm just going to work this all the way around the edge. And I like using this particular extra part of the trim because it's going to help it lay a lot prettier and also just adds a little extra pop of color. So we'll just continue working around 2 single crochets, chain 1 in each of our chain 3 spaces. So I have completed that all the way around my washcloth, and you can see it just helps it lay out and look really pretty. All right, so I'm going to cut my yarn. I'm going to join to that first single crochet with a slip stitch, and then I'll pull that loop to the back of my work. And I have just a little bit of weaving in to do. Okay, I'll weave those in after a bit. All right, and so here is the pink and white and periwinkle one, and then here is the red, pink, and white one. So now I have 2 mesh or filet heart washcloths that are made exactly the same but look different because of the yarns that I used. All right? Okay. 2 filet or mesh heart washcloths for Valentine's Day.